lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! What do these three things have in common with me and my product? Well, as a former zookeeper, I've worked with all three of them, and they've also all been featured on my product, the Unclutchable Bag. My name is Kati Bennett, and I'm coming at you out of Austin, Texas. And I'm a former veterinary technician turned zookeeper turned stay-at-home mom. I'm seeking $50,000 in exchange for 20% stake in my company, the Unclutchable Bag. Unclutchable bags make carrying a clutch an ease. The unique wrist strap is designed to hug your wrist and keep your clutch close. Look, Ma, no hands. Funding from the sharks would go directly into advertising and marketing so they could get my product out to the masses. Also, I really need help with manufacturing. As of right now, I'm a one-woman show, and these hands, I've only got 2 of them. I can only make so much at a time by myself. Unclutchable bags came to life after an auto accident left me with a shoulder injury. Crossbody bags and traditional purses, they just left me hurting. Ouch. So I went the minimalistic approach. I figured if I can't use a bag, I guess I'll just use my jean pocket. Well, unfortunately, women's pockets are non-existent and fake. Nope. So crossbody bags and purses weren't cutting it, and jeans, definitely not. So my next step was to try using traditional clutches. But the big issue I found there was I didn't want to put it down ever. I was always fearful that I was going to forget it wherever I was. And the other thing, well, I live in Texas. It's hot, like really hot. So my hands would get really sweaty from clutching something all night. Nobody wants that. So I took a traditional clutch design and put this fun strap on the front. You slip your hand through and bam, you've got something that's wearing you and not the other way around. That was my aha moment. I currently sell my Unclutchable bags through direct-to-consumer sales. One, through pop-up markets throughout the Austin area, and second, on my own website. The first handbag that I ever made was in 2018, and it featured a rather quirky banana-shaped handle. I kept that initial bag for myself, but months later, I reapproached this unique design, and I created bags that featured sharks and other ocean wildlife. I took those bags and I approached a zookeeper group that I'm part of on social media. And those bags, well, they immediately sold out. They loved them. And I realized, okay, maybe there's something to this. When 2019 came, I found myself wanting to really make a New Year's resolution that I could stick to. And that was the year that I really decided to focus on making the Unclutchable bag a business for myself and really truly investing in me and my product. After investing $2,000 of my own money, which went to marketing fees and stocking up on materials, I was able to gross over $21,000 for the year 2019. While I admit that number is on the small side, that was the year that I was turning a hobby into a business, all while sewing each and every bag with these 10 very busy fingers and raising 2 small kids. I'm confident that with manufacturing help and advertising and marketing that I could definitely boost those numbers fairly quickly. I have had stores throughout the United States reach out to me with wholesale opportunities. Unfortunately, I have had to turn them down due to lack of inventory. I very vividly remember the first time someone ever asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I was 6 years old, and I was adamant that I was going to be some kind of artist. I remember I would take these little notebook papers and I would doodle on them, and I would go door to door and sell them for 25 cents a pop. Of course, my neighbors knew me, and it's a quarter. They'll support their neighbor. But I was very quickly led to believe that As an artist, I could never amount to anything, and I would have zero financial stability, which, of course, that could be true with any job. So I went to college, I got my associates in veterinary technology and my bachelor's in biology, and I fully intended on becoming a veterinarian. That was my game plan from there on. However, I went into zookeeping, which was great. It was an amazing job that so many kids would pick as their initial job, dream job. This opportunity means the world to me because if I can turn the unclutchable bag into a true thriving business for myself, then that just proves to the little kid inside of me that it's still there, still dreaming, creating, and it is possible to follow my dreams. And that is something that I want to pass on to my children. Any opportunity is possible. So let me ask you a question. Do you want to know how I learned to sew? Well, you see, I didn't always use a sewing machine. As a matter of fact, I only learned how to use one about 8 months ago. I used to hand sew every inch of those bags. But that's not the interesting part. See, that comes when I was 19. I started working as a veterinary technician at an emergency clinic. And due to the high volume of patients that we had any given day, our veterinarian put a lot of trust and a lot of time into teaching all of us techs how to suture. So when it came to a few years ago, when I decided to start sewing, I figured I'd use those techniques because if I could use medical instruments to suture a living being, I could certainly use just my fingers and a needle and thread with some fun material, right? Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty and be real here. What has been my biggest challenge to date? Of course, lack of inventory is a huge one, but I would still say that my biggest challenge has been a lack of confidence, both as a business owner and as a designer. I'm very much a type A personality, a perfectionist, who's constantly questioning herself. I think, is this design up to par in terms of sewing? Is it too kitschy, too quirky, too weird? Will people understand it? Will they want it? And then I think the stay-at-home mom side of me wonders, should I be spending this time that I'm sewing doing something for my kids? But I have to realize that they're seeing me trying to better myself and build a business for myself so that I can stay home with them. The moment that really helped me to start getting over that hump of lack of confidence was about a year ago. A blogger who is actually married to an actor from the Twilight series reached out to me. I was in shock. And she wanted to collaborate on making specific unclutchable bags that met the needs of her brand and fit her blogger profile so that she could offer them to her followers. That was kind of my moment where I figured, if someone of this caliber is reaching out to me, then I need to be confident and I need to pursue this, and I can really turn this into something.